अस्सलाम वालेकुम डियर स्टूडेंट्स। आज हम बात करेंगे डॉन के एडिटोरियल पर with the title of Belated Recognition. This is about Palestine and its belated recognition by certain leading countries, although it had been recognized by many of the states before, but there are certain key states which are now going to declare that they recognize the state of Palestine, right? So let's have a look what we've got in this. This is an article from 23rd September. Let's first have a quick review of the key takeaways that we can learn from this. First, we'll go through vocabulary with its meanings so that we may relate what we've got this in this article. A belated birthday, belated wish, right? So anything happening after the due date. Complicity हम कहते हैं someone who shares a crime, the state for being involved with others in an illegal activity, right? Then we've got imperial. Imperial means an empire or power. So related to कुछ चीज़ है characterized by authority, dominance, right? Often in a colonial or expansionist context, right? Halt means to stop. Atrocious हम कहते हैं full of unpleasant, horrifying, bad intentions. Nakba हम कहते हैं जी the Arabic term for catastrophe, referring to the displacement which took place in 1948 during the creation of Israel. Embargo means to have sanctions, pabandi lagana. Sorry. Balfour Declaration took place in 1917, a statement by the British government expressing support for the establishment of a national home for Jewish people in Palestine, which significantly influenced the Israel-Palestinian conflict. So annexing means the act of adding territory to one's own, normally by force, without the consent of the original governing body. Punitive is related to punishment. Punitive. A two-state solution means a proposal which will resolve the conflict when two states come into existence. Now, what are the key takeaways from this? The recognition of Palestinian as a state by the UK, Australia, and Canada. These three countries have now come up with the recognition of the Palestinian state. Marks a significant shift despite being decades late. These countries, historically supportive of Israel, may be acting out of guilt. Now, this is a good phrase, for their failure to prevent what has been described as genocide in गाज़ा. व्हाट इज़ जेनोसाइड, इस पर हमारी एक वीडियो मौजूद है ऑलरेडी, और उसमें कौन कौन सी चीज़ें देखनी होती हैं यूएन चार्टर के मुताबिक, वो आप देख लीजिएगा, ठीक है, वीडियो में. More than 140 UN members already recognize Palestine, but a few countries, notably the US, some European states, continue to deny Palestinian statehood, right? Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu's accusation that the recognition is a reward for terrorism means he, और आपको पता है कि the narrative is the finest tool, weapon which the modern world, even the postmodern world, is going through nowadays. So is debunked in the editorial, which argues it is more a recognition of past wrongs. So means to say belated recognition. The UK, with its historical role in the region, is particularly under scrutiny. Why not before? Why now? Right? So, why recognition is a positive step? It is not significant by itself. Tangible actions such as sanctions and halting arms sales to Israel are urged to halt the violence in Gaza and encourage a true two-state solution. So, in the recent European Union sessions, the very key points have been highlighted that tangible actions should be taken. It's just not like going and condemning something and just accepting a state and then doing nothing particular, especially when it comes to like selling weapons to Israel and earning a lot of money out of that. So that doesn't make a great sense. Okay, so let's move on to our mainstream text, which says it may have come 37 years too late, the Palestinian Declaration Independence in 1988, but the recognition of the state of Palestine by the UK, Australia, and Canada on Sunday is a significant move nonetheless. Despite this, their acceptance is important. These three states are key members of the Western Bloc that has steadfastly supported Israel over the decades. So, इनकी acceptance माने तो रखती है because they have a key role in Western Bloc, including over the past 2 years as Tel Aviv has pounded the people of Gaza. Perhaps it is guilt over inaction. Inaction means when no action taken. In action, no action को कहते हैं. जैसे in camera होता है ना जी, तो in camera का मतलब है no camera involved. So inaction means doing nothing to stop the genocide, as well as complicity in Israel's crime. Accomplice होता है ना जी, चोरी चोर का दोस्त होता है. That has led these states to take the decision. However tough it may have been delayed by however, though it may have been delayed by Israel decades, they have. अच्छा, एक चीज़ याद रखें, जहाँ दो या ऑल्दो आ जाए वहाँ हम बट या येट नहीं लगाते. पुराने ज़माने में लगाते होते थे, अब नहीं लगाते, सो आप भी नहीं लगाएंगे. ठीक है. Have done the right thing, particularly the UK, which has historical responsibility for what is going on in occupied territories. We all know that UK was in power in 1917 when on one side the Ottoman Empire was fighting for the Muslims for their one unit, like, and on the other side these colonial powers were at their peak. So when they got a chance, they distributed that particular land between Palestinian and Israel. So the concept was to like set up a Israel state, not Palestinian ones, but things have got background to the UK. So it's their guilt maybe that they wanted to like compensate now, maybe, but you never trust those. Members of Western Bloc are in fact part of a minority. Over 140 of 193 UN members already recognize Palestine, and more, including France, are scheduled to do so. The only outliers that continue to deny Palestinian statehood include the US, some European states, Japan, and South Korea, as well as a handful of Pacific Island nations. Israeli leader Benjamin Netanyahu has said that the Western recognition of Palestine is a reward for terrorism. So you see, they are very strong at making narratives with words, with their proofs of their own. So this is untrue. It is, in fact, a recognition of the historical injustices done to the Palestinian imperial. ठीक है, ये ज़रा आर्गुमेंट याद रखना है आपने दोनों बातों का ना. Imperial Britain, for example, issued the Balfour Declaration in 1917. This atrocious document triggered the Nakba and laid the foundation of the birth of Israel in 1948. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer said he took the step to help revive the two-state solution. Mr. Starmer's enthusiasm may be misplaced, as the Israelis have asserted that they will do all possible to prevent the creation of a Palestinian state, including annexing the World Bank. So recognition is not enough. ये conclusion की तरफ आ रहे हैं. The world community, including the Western states that have recognized Palestine, must take immediate steps to halt the genocide in Gaza. They should include a total arms and economic embargo on Israel until it agrees to an unconditional ceasefire. So, moreover, Tel Aviv must be told that if it continues to ethnic cleansing of Gaza and annexes the West Bank, there will be punitive consequences. Punitive yani punishment, yani it will have consequences. Until credible steps are taken to stop the butchery in Gaza and make Israel commit to two-state solution, recognition and statements of condemnation will not amount to much. So a good editorial when it comes to this current situation of Palestine and Israel. God bless. See you in the next video.